Changing the rules. Baseball, as a game, has been steeped in tradition for over 100 years. Baseball did not change any rules for a very, very long time until very recently, about 10 years ago, 2015. Actually, to be honest, Rob took over in 2016. About 2016, there started to become rumblings of some wholesale changes to be implemented throughout the league year to year. We've come a long way in the last CBA. We've had the joint competitive committee put out there where players and the commissioner's office vote together on these things and they get put in much faster. And there were some goals because the league saw some changes in the game and the changes in how the game is watched kind of coming at them like a freight train. The games were too long. People didn't want to watch them that long on TV. You got to figure out how to shorten the game. Actually, there was three main categories, okay? Three for why some rule changes were made. Okay, we were trying to shorten games to make them faster for the viewing standpoint. We wanted to curb cheating after 2017 with the Apple Watch thing, with the Red Sox, and 2019 with the Astro scandal. And then we also wanted to make sure that we were just getting calls right and just making the game a better product in general, right? Trying to keep people healthy, just make the obvious stuff, protect fans, all kinds of stuff, right? So there's these three kind of buckets we were trying to get, and a lot of them have been put into place and we've had for a couple years. So I thought we could go back and see how they're doing, did they work, and do people actually like them at this point? So I asked everyone on my Instagram community, Baseball's Alive, Trevor May 65 in Instagram, if you want to go join that. It's a blast. We always do a bunch of polls, and I just flooded them with a bunch of polls asking them how they felt with each one of these rules, and we're going to include their feedback as well as my feedback as we go through these. There was a lot. I want to hear what you guys have to think down in the comments and /chat, as always. So, first things first, we wanted to speed up the G-dang game. Speed up the game, Trevor. You frickin' take too long between pitches, and they were right. They were right. Yeah, I do. It's awful. I was so slow. I get it. It's probably my fault. Me or clay buckholes. Anyway, so let's quickly go over them and see how they have affected the game. So in 2015, we had the between innings clock. Now I know this is the pitch clock now, but this clock has been there for a while. Between innings, the breaks are 2:00. They lowered them. They set time to where we had to come back from commercial. So it's 2:05 locally. It was 2:25 national broadcast. So they put it out there to time you, and then they changed the time in 2016. So this is 15-16. They put this in. The people, they spoke and they said, it's fine. Nobody cared about this one. This one was everyone's like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Who cares? You're gonna see that a lot. People learning a lot from my Instagram. And then we have so this is the reduced inning break. I have a guy with the camera here because there used to be a light on top of the wheel or the well camera, and it would be red, and then it would turn green when we were ready to play the game. So the umpire would look over and go. That's how it used to do. Then they put the timer up so they didn't have to worry about that. So that's what this guy's here. He's watching hockey, so I thought this would be funny. But then in 2017, and nobody cared about that one either. But then in 2017, we added the instant intentional walk. This is Garrett Cole walking who? Rafi Devers. Surprise. Just thought I would do a little callback here. So instead of having to throw the pitches, where like Pat Light infamously overthrew the catcher twice and the guy scored from second, trying to walk somebody, now you can just be like, boop, and throw them out there. Though it's rare that players do it on their own. Usually I'm looking over and they're like, walk Ohtani. I'm like, I don't want to. I'd rather give up a double than walk someone on purpose. I have enough walks. Sorry, I didn't expect to get that fired up. And then, how did people feel about it? It's fine, indifferent. Nobody cared again. It sped up the game. Doesn't really matter. Though I kind of hated it because everyone, you want to see a guy throw it over, or like a guy mess it up. You can get the yips. It's kind of funny. Whatever. Tension. We're looking for tension. Then, what else happened? We have the 30-second challenge window. So managers can now challenge in 2017. Hit them with this. I thought this was great, and everyone else gave it. It's fine. Seems pretty great to me, but they didn't really care about the 30 seconds, I don't think, but it's fine and they love it. So most people are a fan of the quick, that whole thing to get the challenge out there. Then we had the 3-batter minimum. This is Ollie Perez. He is infamous for throwing a one-hitter at a time. So 3-batter minimum. How are we feeling about that one? It's fine. Love it. More hate it, so hate it moved it in. Hate it was top 4, which is good. So I don't really like the 3-batter minimum. I think it's unnecessary. It doesn't really speed up the game either. I didn't feel it, but we'll see if that's true in a minute. But the 3-batter minimum, it's fine. It is just fine. It's okay. Then we have the pitch clock. Came in 2023. Pitch clock. 15 seconds with nobody on, 20 seconds with somebody on, 30 seconds between hitters, and the batter must be looking in 8 seconds. Do people like the pitch clock? Yes. Everyone loves the pitch clock. I hated it, but I have come around. I love the pitch clock now. Yeah, I think it made a big difference, and I think that I needed it. I think I needed it to grow in here as a person and as a player. So I agree. Based, as always, by the community. And then we have the 2 pickoffs only rule. Now, this one I still hate. I think it's still stupid. And I hate it. So you only get 2 disengagements, and it's a balk if you don't get them out on the 3rd. Let's see what the people thought. 126 people were not pitchers, evidently. So more people love it than hate it, which is disappointing to me. So be better. All right. Then we have a couple small ones, like mound visits were reduced from 5 to 4, and that was indifferent. Everyone's like, I don't care about that. It did speed up the game, but I don't really care about it either. A lot of people didn't know it even happened. And then this last year, the runner's lane was increased by 6 inches, meaning you can run in a little bit of wider lane to get to first and not be interference. And predictably, no one gave a crap about that either. We even have who cares in the second roll. So mostly people kind of forgot that these things existed and they weren't super duper worried about it. But did the game speed up? They did. The games did speed up. All right. But the next reason that a lot of rule changes were made were to stop cheating, namely because of the 2017 scandal with the Red Sox and then the 2019 scandal with the Astros. So there were some things added, and I asked the community whether or not they thought they were good ideas. So without further ado, we're going to pop right into it. 2017, they clarified the toe tap balk. Now, if you guys don't remember this guy, this is Corey Guerin, a teammate of mine. He used to do the little, like when he pitched, he would like raise his leg and then tap his toe on the ground and then throw. It was like a little bit of a pause, right? So it's made common in Japan. I believe he learned it in either Korea or Japan too. So where you bring your leg down, tap, and then go, which basically made it easier for you to deceive a runner and keep them from running, right? What they did was you can't tap your toe anymore. Corey Guerin was getting in trouble about it all the time. I don't know if you remember that back in 2017, but they were basically like, you can't do that anymore. And they really got rid of it. They got rid of it. And I asked the people out there, and guess what? The poll actually didn't get sent, so nobody had an opinion on it, but it turns out no one knew this was a thing, and I didn't either. So cool. But we don't see it anymore, so I guess that one worked. All right. Also, they implemented this in 2017 that I didn't know about. You can see a line that Carlos Rodon drew in the sand here. So that used to be something that a lot of pitchers did. They would draw a line on the mound to try to keep themselves in line or get their stride to a certain length or kind of give themselves a guideline for how they're going to throw. And then they cracked down on that, said you cannot do anything like that to keep yourself in line on the mound anymore. I don't know if they thought it was signaling people, but I had Tommy John in 2017. And when I came back, I just didn't do it anymore because I kind of forgot to do it. But I would have gotten in trouble for this. So I didn't know this was a rule. Now you know. And I don't see anyone doing it anymore. So that one must work as well. But also additionally to curb cheating, they made it so you can have your phones out in the locker room during the game. That's still a rule. the guys walking around in the MLB shirts that are like watching you, make sure you're not like relaying anything, pisses me off. We have a quick announcement. This happened 15 minutes ago. Gage Wood threw a 19 strikeout no-hitter over Murray State for Arkansas. 97 pitches, 19 strikeouts. Excuse me? 19 pitches. I didn't say 97 pitches. That's a lot. So congratulations, Gage Wood. You are amazing. All the way back to it, we have PitchCom introduced 2022. PitchCom is a little thing that goes into your ear or over your ear and tells you what pitch is coming, and the catcher can tell you on the thing, on the little armband. Big fan of it. Though it was too slow for me if you needed to shake, so I actually went signs with nobody on base. Full disclosure. But I think overall, this is a net positive, especially for rookies coming up. They don't have to worry about signs and changing things up. And now catchers don't have to remember a bunch of different sign systems, which is also good overall for the game. So I'd say this is a W as well. And I think the fans had something to say about this one. What did they say? PitchCom is approved and he's using Gabe's. Everyone loves it. I mean, I love it too. It's one of those things that once it's implemented, you don't really feel its presence anymore, which means it's working. So I think PitchCom was a very good technological advancement for the league, and it does solve so many problems at once that I will give them credit for putting that in play, even though it wasn't necessarily something that I needed all the time. When I did need it, it was very nice to have. So shout out to that. I think that overall, these cheating rules, or at least the rules to clean up the game so that it's played more fairly, are working, and they've come up with really good solutions to those problems. And so far, so good on now the way you cheat is just, watch the game and pick up tips and stuff, which isn't cheating. I think it's just part of it. So I think the game is at a good place there and has been since 2022, since PitchCom was in, and it's not easy to do anymore. All right, our third section, make the game better. Replay. Competitive rule changes, and we're going to talk about those real quickly. So we want to get the calls right, we want to improve the game, and we also want to address some players' right stuff with the CBA. So we're going to quickly go through these, all right? 2017, again, they added the crew chief, this picture right here, the crew chief, past the seventh inning, they can choose to review something if no one has challenges anymore. I think it's a great addition. I think that was really smart. And I think that made non-home run plays, at least. I don't know why it can't be home run plays, but non-home run plays, at least they were getting more things done. So crew chief, great, added that. And everyone loves the crew chief thing. They love the fact that umpires can get their gosh dang calls right. That's great. Then they added TrackMan instead of PitchFX. Anyone knows that? It's the radar system in the stuff in the stadiums that give you really accurate information. That's where all the StatCast data comes from. So all of our nerd stuff, this show wouldn't exist without TrackMan, so I'm gonna give that a big thumbs up. Let's see if everyone else at home liked TrackMan. Nobody actually cared, actually. Literally no one replied to that poll. Everyone's like, I don't know what that is, I don't care. Then in 19, they expanded, 18, they expanded the netting, protecting the fans. I thought this was a good one as well. Some people didn't, but the fans say. Everyone likes the netting changes as well. I think it's a net positive. We've seen some crazy stuff. Some people get absolutely smoked by baseballs. Albert Romero Jr., you guys remember that one. So I'm super glad that they finally did this one, even though it might change the fan experience a little bit. The netting was important, really important. All right, quick firing. Let's go. Rosters expand to 26. So this is 1920. We got COVID rules, and we'll talk about which ones stay. Rosters expand to 26. You can have a 27th player for double headers. And the player option for pitchers goes up to 15 days. So basically, this just made movement. Guys who are in the big leagues, they stay there for longer, net positive, and you get one extra player, though it's not a pitcher, one extra player. There was one not as good thing. That is the automatic runner on second. And what do you guys think that the fans thought about the automatic runner on second? They effing hate it. Everyone hates it. Get rid of it. They hate it. I mean, the games are faster. You know what I mean, fam? Nobody likes the automatic runner. Change it. This is the one that everyone's like, no. But then in 2022, we're back. COVID's kind of winded down. People are back in the stadiums. So the universal DH comes into play. How we feel about the universal DH. The poll didn't go through, but overall, people like the universal DH when I asked later. What about the 12-team playoff? That was also added after 22. This is all CBA stuff, by the way. In the CBA stuff added. 12-team playoff. How we feel about that one? Again, the poll didn't go through. Sad. They also eliminated tiebreaker games, so there's no game 163 anymore. People did not like that one. And then we had the Shohei rule. If the pitcher is pitching, they can stay in as a DH when they're done pitching. And then we have the 13 pitchers have to stay on the roster. So you can only have 13 pitchers. I hate this one. I hate it. Getting an extra guy every once in a while is important. This literally made it so you only got 8 relievers at any given time. I hate it still to this day. It's the worst. It's the worst. But then we had shifts getting banned in 23. We had the base size increased by 3 inches. And we had position players only being able to pitch up 8 runs. So we had it's fine for the shifts. People love the shift getting banned. I thought a lot more people would hate the shift getting banned, but evidently only 69 people hated it. Base is bigger. Nobody cares. And Kike Hernandez pitches like every day now. But they have to be up or down by 8 runs. I'm a fan of that one. Though nobody was doing it but the Dodgers. Dodgers bring guys up like up 4, which made no sense to me, but they did it. And fans don't seem to care about that at all either. So the game do be a changing. But I think overall, net positive. The games are shorter. The game is safer for fans. The game is generally safer for players. There's a couple mobility things, and I think the runner on second is still silly, but for the most part, I'm going to give him a B+. I think that these things have been done pretty well. I'm pretty happy about it, and I don't think there hasn't been a lot of misses. And trust me, it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart to give him credit. All right, but there has been a couple more pieces of news for upcoming things that are happening in the game, and they're worth talking about. So just hold on to that B+ for a second because it might change a little bit here. We have had a couple pieces of information come out recently. The baseball has more drag than it's had in a very long time, meaning it does not go as far. Think opposite of juice balls of 2019. Surprise, the baseballs are different. Again, no way. It's weird because offense is actually up. So we're both trying to get more offense but less home runs at the same time. But the MLB, for the first time, has acknowledged this change, and they don't know what's going on. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. Get David Fincher on it. Maybe he can figure it out. This is the drag. So this is a cool, very easy to understand graph about how drag has changed over the years. For example, that's 2019. It's lowest drag ever. That means the ball went really far. And then they changed it, and then it went up again, and then it went up again, and then it went way down again, and then it went way, and now it's the highest it's ever been, right? This is also the Goldilocks ball. Remember this? Aaron Judge going for 62 home runs. Suddenly the drag is low. Anyway, if you notice, the drag lowers in the middle of the year, and then it kind of does a U for the most part. Like it's higher in the beginning and higher at the end because of cold weather. And when it warms up, it goes farther. This year, it is the highest it's been since this graph started, which is interesting. So stay tuned on that. Andrew McCutcheon, we'll talk about him a little bit later. He has comments on that as well and things he was told. It's very interesting. And I actually have one of the balls, so we're going to get into that as well. Also, the ABS is coming. Manfred says they fully intend to do it as long as it's best for the players and the players agree on the way it's implemented. The common knowledge behind this is they think that it's going to be the challenge system. I agree. It's most likely going to be the challenge system. That is the best way to go. But I do want to push back on one thing that Rob said because he wants to get a little bit of credit about working with the players. That's a BS comment. With the way that the joint competitive committee works, basically the body that votes in and says, will we do rules, is 11 people, okay? In this group of 11, there is 1 umpire, 6 people from the commissioner's office, and 4 players. If that sounds familiar, That's because 6 is a majority. So no matter what, the MLB is going to push things through if they want to do it. There's been 6 votes. Every single one has either been 11-0 or 7-4 with all 4 players saying no. Those are the only 2 options, and every time it's going to go through. So Rob doesn't get to act like he's like, oh, I'm asking the players. We're not going to do it unless they agree. No, you're going to do it either way because they've not agreed 3 times, and you've said we're doing it anyways. So don't act like you're this thing was like done in good faith, because it's not. So I just want to be very clear. So when the CBA comes around and like, hey, we worked with you guys on the ABS thing, and he uses that as leverage, just be like, meh. Okay? Because he's going to. I want everyone to know that. That said, ABS is good, and it will be 11-0. So I just wanted to point that out. I'm always going to point that out because the stupid Joint Competitive Committee is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and it makes me feel like I'm a toddler. Because I'm like, this is so pointless and based on nothing. Why do we even have it? Just do whatever you're going to do so it's your fault. So you can't just say we had a voice, because you can just ignore us and still do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. So anyway, F that. F that. Last thing before we move on to talk about some Devers news, I want to really quickly point out there are some really meaningful changes in media, and these things are important to talk about because this is very important to me and the things we're doing here at Mayday as well. Okay? The media landscape that covers baseball is changing in a big way, and I am very happy about it because, oh, by the way, the ABS system, this is how everyone's feeling about it. They should do challenges. This is 98% of people. I think challenge is the way to go. Everyone agrees. Just do it. Thank you. Media. John Boy sells a stake to MLB, which is huge. I love this man. Him and Jake do a great job. Trevor Plouffe, Chris Rose, all my homies are over there. Jolly Olive. Shout out to everybody who works at John Boy that I have met and haven't yet. I think they are new age. I think they're great. They brought YouTube into the forefront. I think it's great. They're going to get access to IP. They're going to get access to events and running things an interesting way. And I think they're going to provide really interesting take on the game of baseball, and I love that. One interesting thing is, though, going to see how they cover the CBA coming up, because MLB has a history of having comments about how they want you to cover things. Just trust me on that. I got anecdotal note. I got evidence. I've been told by many people that this is an active thing they do. So that I trust them. They say they have creative control. I trust them. That was really important for them to maintain creative control, but it will be interesting to see how that is played out. But that aside, that's just one thing. Net positive. I think it's great. I can't wait to see the ideas they come up with, and I can't wait to see how they present the game and bring in the next generation of viewer. I think it's awesome. They're bringing the game closer to you guys, the viewers, and I think that's a blast. And also, we can't ignore the Savannah Bananas and what they've been doing for baseball. This is a great indicator of how you can innovate. Now, you don't need to like Banana Ball, right? You don't need to enjoy that specifically, but you can appreciate the change that they have made and the way that they've changed the psyche of those that make decisions about the game. Would I go to a bunch of Savannah Banana games? Probably with my son, but would it be something I would just watch? No, because I'm a baseball nerd. I want to watch baseball just for the sake of baseball. But that's not everyone's cup. And also, these guys they have a waiting list to go to games that's 3.5 million people. So you can't argue with that either. And also, shout out to all the players. Think what you want about them. They're bought in. They're having a blast, and they really are. That energy's real. So, good, bad, or indifferent. I think the Savannah Bananas net positive for baseball. So in conclusion, rule changes and the way the game has changed in the last 10 years. Is it good or bad, going in a good place? If the goal was to keep baseball from dying, I think that goal is being achieved every single day, and I'm happy with the outcomes. And I know here on the channel that you guys are usually like, Trevor, usually you're really pessimistic. Well, this time I'm not. I think it's good. Keep on going, and I will continue to do my best on this channel to also make baseball interesting for you to partake in, all right? And that is, I'm explaining. Thank you.